The economy of the Federated States of Micronesia's life is interesting, isn't it? Especially when you realize that some countries doesn't have factories, skyscrapers or big cities, yet their economies still work. Today let's talk about the Federated States of Micronesia, a small island nation in the Pacific Ocean made up of hundreds of islands. Around 100,000 people live here, and the economy looks very different from what we are used to in Europe or the United States of America. Let's start with the basics. Micronesia doesn't have a traditional industrial economy. There are not no major factories, no large-scale manufacturing, or very little export of physical goods. What it does have is the ocean, and that changes everything. One of the biggest sources of income is fishing, but there is the key. Micronesia doesn't catch most of the fish itself. Instead, it sells fishing license to foreign fleets from countries like Japan, China, South Korea, and the United States. These companies pay to fish tuna in Micronesian waters, bringing steady revenue to the government. The second major pillar of the economy is financial support from the United States. Micronesia has a compact of free association from the United States. In simple terms, United States sends tens of millions of dollars every year to support the country's budget. This money pays for governmental salaries, school hospitals, infrastructure. Because of this, the government is the largest employer in Micronesia. Most people work in public sector jobs rather than private businesses. Another important source of incomes is remittances. Many Micronesians live and work in the United States where they can move freely without visas. They send money back home to support their families, and that money plays a big role in everyday life. Now let's talk about the private sector. It's very small. Why? Because the country has a tiny domestic market, extreme geographic isolation, high transportation, cost limited natural resources, building factories on a remote island where everything must be shipped and simply doesn't make economic sense. What about tourism? Tourism exists, but it's very niche. Most visitors are divers, ecotourists, or history lovers interested in World War II. There is no mass tourism like in Thailand or Bali. An interesting detail: Micronesia doesn't have its own currency. The currency uses the United States dollars. This makes daily transactions easier, but it also increases dependence on the United States economy. Now, for the challenges, the biggest one is the dependence on foreign aid. Without United States funding, the economy would struggle to survive. Another serious issue is climate change. Rising sea, threatened infrastructure, freshwater supplies, and even the long-term existence of some islands. Still, Micronesia has potential. Its future could be around the blue economy, sustainable fishing, ecotourism, marine conservation, its strategic location in the Pacific. But turning that potential into growth requires investments, technology, and strong governance, all difficult for small island nation. In the end, Micronesia's economy isn't about growth and startups, it's about survival, balance, and global connections. A small country surrounded by a huge ocean with an economy shaped not by factories but by geography and politics. Life is interesting, isn't it? Especially when economics isn't about money, it's about where you are on the map.